Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So, in today's episode, we are getting into an extremely important business mini habit that helps you up-level your messaging through better storytelling content ideas. And this, of course, is going to help you attract your ideal clients better without having to rack your brain each and every time you sit down to go and write some content. So if you think that can help you in your business, stick around because you are going to love this. So I want to welcome you all to the Entrepreneur Expansion Show. This is the first ever gamified show that helps entrepreneurs master their subconscious mind, body, and business by implementing micro habits into their lives in a fun, supportive, action-oriented way to create more transformational impact and income. So I'm your host, Matt Travis, the founder of The Potential You. And if you are a service-based business owner wanting to break through that sales slump and implement our consistent five-figure months formula, where we up-level your offer, your messaging, your marketing, your sales systems, and most importantly, your mindset in our 97 VIP Prove It partnership, click the Lead and Sales Accelerator link below, and we'll send you an awesome free step-by-step guide to make that happen. So today we have such a fantastic, amazing guest with us. This is Aleyx Ward, and she is an amazing messaging specialist and helping bringing story into that. And I was saying before we jumped on here today how that is something I've noticed majority of people struggle with. So I'm super thrilled and excited to have you here today, Aleyx. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Matt. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So, can you kick us off with just something that, entrepreneurs wouldn't think about, something that they wouldn't think about that is a valuable piece around messaging and storytelling that they might not know?
Yes, there's so many things I'm trying to wrap my brain the best one to tell you, but I think the one that comes to mind really when it comes to messaging is it's not about you, it's about them. So often if you jump on someone's website and you have a look, you see we written everywhere.
Mm,
But really your message needs to be framed around your ideal client and the problem you solve for them, because we've only got 3 seconds to capture people's attention. And if you're just talking about yourself, you're actually going to repel people away from your message. So it's about flipping that and reframing it around what does your ideal client need from you?
yes. It's not about you folks. It's about them. I love that. So, when we're speaking about them, I know storytelling is one of the best ways to do that. And that's something that you pair really well here. So, what are the best practices? Like, what's the best way? Or I guess even a better question is, why did you combine both of those together? Like, what led you to this point where this is what you do with people?
It was through when I first started my business, and my background's in marketing, and I started, doing posts on LinkedIn as we all do, and I was trying to educate the audience, the top tips and trying to
Yeah.
show how smart I was and how much I knew, and it really wasn't connecting. And then I told a story and it connected a little bit more, and
Mm,
then I did another one. And I saw that people were connecting with it and they were learning as well, but it's subtle learning. It's not in your face learning. And people remember it too. So a lot of people will remember me for certain stories that I tell. And as I was working with clients and getting their messaging, I said, "Oh, this is a great story," and we started to build it from there, and it works. So I keep doing it.
it works. So that's why we're doing it. I love that. And I love the progression to it because you're spot on. So many people are trying to do how-to content or trying to be guru status or like, having them feel like, oh, you're an expert in this field. But really, they just want to connect and relate with you. That's why your message and your story are so powerful, and they're going to follow that way more, right? Um, so what is the key mini habit that you wanted to bring to the game today that these folks can actually go and implement? Like they can go and do this thing that's going to lead to so much better content that's going to attract these clients, like you said.
Yeah, so whenever I speak to clients about, okay, you need to tell more story, they're like, oh, I'm not a storyteller, I'm not a writer, I don't know how to do it. But it's really simple. It's like anything, it's just getting in the habit of doing it. So what I do daily is at the end of my day, I just reflect on that day and I write a story for the day. And it doesn't need to be, war and peace. It's just a few notes on something that's happened that day. And then I've got a story bank. So I put that into, I've got Airtable. I put the
Mm,
story in and then I look at it and I'm like, okay, how does this relate to my audience? So what are key customer problems that I know that they have? And then I link that and get that to relate. And what this does is it just, so you won't use every single story you write, but you get into the habit of noticing things from your day and noticing the insights that happen all the time. And
yeah,
you have a bank of content that you can use. But I think the key here is thinking, how does this relate to my audience? Because not all stories are going to relate, but just get into the habit of reflecting on your day and writing something. And it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to use it. It's just,
yeah.
I don't use all my stories.
I love it. And do you find, so I know you said you use Airtable.
Mhm.
Um, Was there a specific reason why you use Airtable? Can you use the notes section on your phone? Like, what's best practices do you think is going to be the easiest way for them to do this?
Yeah, you can use notes on your phone. Sometimes I WhatsApp myself. So I've got a chat
Perfect.
where I WhatsApp myself, voice note myself. The reason I use Airtable is it keeps it more organized for me because I use Airtable for my other content. So I've got
Okay.
different sheets and I'm able to then categorize it by theme and customer problem. The
Okay.
thing I find with notes for me is if it's way down the notes, I'll never look at it again and it'll never see the
Sure.
light of day. So this way it's a bit more organized. But what I do sometimes if I'm not on my laptop is I might use notes and then next time on my laptop, I'll then drop it into the Airtable. But it
Got it.
really depends on the person and how organized you are. I'm not that organized, so I need to make it organized.
I like that. And it makes sense. And I think you're spot on where you can have an endless list, but if you can't find it, what's the point, right? Like if the idea is not going to work if we don't actually re-see the idea. So
Yes.
that's a key thing. Are there any other big roadblocks you find people have when implementing this story bank idea?
When implementing the story bank idea, probably time, I would say. People would say, I don't have time to do this. I said it when I first started doing it. I
Yeah,
said, I don't have time to reflect on my day. But if you don't have 10 minutes in your day, then you really need to look at what you're doing with your day. And I had to have this talk with myself. I'm like, surely you can spare 10 minutes. So what I started to do was look at, okay, how much am I scrolling on social media?
mm,
And carve out that time. So what I do is at the end of the day, so I finish at 4:30 to pick up my kids. So at 4:15, I just have an alarm on my phone and I just know that's my time to do it. And I just
love
stop
it.
what I'm doing and do it. And that's how you get into the habit. Just make it a habit and you'll see the results from it. Yeah.
I love this. So, folks, you can see why this is important, right? You're going to be starting to percolate some amazing content ideas through writing these stories down. You're going to have this endless bank because all of you know when you sit down to write your content, if you don't have a bank, a lot of times you're trying to come up with it right then and there, and that's when you're trying to force it, and it becomes a bigger issue. And so you have this content bank, you have these stories, and it sounds like you're also just getting it's more practice. You're getting better at it through these little mini sessions, 10-minute sessions of writing, which is is a powerful skill in and of itself. So you think of the best copywriters, they're storytellers, right? So this is beautiful. I love this. And I love the way you overcame the roadblock. If you don't have the time, you're really just saying it's not a priority, is really what it comes down to. And and that's the thing. This is a priority because if bringing more clients into your business is a priority, and this is one of the most powerful, best ways to do it, wouldn't it make sense, y'all, to implement Alex's habit? I would say so. So the goal here, folks, is if you feel like this is a habit that you want to implement and you want some support and help from Aleyx and I, feel free to jump into the community. Number one, comment committed to this particular mini habit. The second thing you're going to do is every day that you basically decide how many days of the week you're going to do this. So if you're like, right now, I can't think of doing 10 minutes of this every day, pick a smaller amount. Let's say you decide to do this 3 days a week. Okay, 2 days a week. Write how many days you're going to do it. So solidify that. And then you are actually going to go take action. And every day that you do it and you post done in the comments, you get points and you actually get rewarded for showing up, taking action, and getting results. What better way to shift your subconscious habits? Because our habits create our life, folks. So I absolutely love this. Aleyx, can you tell people where to find more of your amazingness? Where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah, so I actually just launched yesterday my new website. So you can go to corestory.com.au
Love it.
and you can find me on LinkedIn, Aleyx Ward, Aleyx with a Y. So you should remember that because it's very unusual. And yeah, you'll find me on LinkedIn. And I just wanted to add one thing for people for any ideas when it comes to stories. You
Yeah.
think about if you have a sales conversation, a conversation with a potential client, what are the things that they're telling you, the problems that they're telling you? That's gold for a piece of story. So it doesn't always need to be something about you. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, but I just sat at my desk all day, think about the conversations that you're having. So that's just one pro tip I wanted to throw in.
I love the pro tip. Super, super powerful. Just so much gold here today, folks. So if you think this is the right habit for you and you're ready to be committed to it, because being interested and committed are two different things, folks. If you're interested, you'll do it when you feel like it. But if you're committed to this, and I know personally myself with storytelling, it has transformed my business. It is so, so important. So getting your messaging, getting your storytelling right is one of the best ways to draw in the right people. They want to, like, especially your people. You're going to call in your people. That's the most important part of this. So folks, if you want to do this, make sure you jump into the group and comment committed, and we get it. Away we go. So if you want that group, you just go into the notes below. It's the Unstoppable CEO Mastermind Community. And like always, folks, keep showing up, taking action, and you will get results. Thank you so much, Aleyx, for all your knowledge today.
Thank you.